Okay, in this video, let's take a look at the unusual and amazing swing of Charley Hull. Athletic, powerful, and does things her way. When you watch Charley Hull swing live, you can really see that there looks like a lot of tension in there. Incredibly athletic person, athletic family, and a lot of speed. Changes direction and really gets into it with power. Probably kind of whacks her in the back of the neck there with just a lot of extra speed. And it's interesting how she goes about her business to hit these shots. Hits a lot of sort of stinger shots where she finishes halfway through. And looking at this driver swing, classical positions, the modern player likes the camera angle a little bit off, makes the ball position look back. Strong grip, good one-piece action. Quite a bit of hinge early for a driver action, but as she gets up to the top, in good position. Then from here, as she's coming down, that modern move, club face in a very strong position up here at the top with that strong grip. Leg work really good, massive lag. And even when she was a little kid, she's sort of famous very early on for her golf game. She's 10, 11 years old, very famous player. But you can see this amazing angles and athleticism coming in. But because she gets up and out of the ground very early on some shots, she does have a tendency to mistime some hits, which changes the plane and the club face, of course. And it is amazing to watch this swing in full motion. If we look at the driver from down the line, we can see, like I said, a little more wristy action on the takeaway than some players. And there are times where she gets swinging so fast, it's so quick, that as she goes up to the top here, she doesn't have a lot of turn. Club gets up to the top with relatively no turn on some of the iron shots, and she will jump straight out, and that club hits the turf. And so there are times where it is just so quick and so tight looking in terms of muscular tension. It looks hard to really get it going on the golf course. But once again, these here, super athletic. But you can see a lot of angles changing there as she coming off the plane. So her hands are at this point at that level, and then coming through impact, there's a lot of shift as the hands move up closer more to that blue line. The biggest problem with getting up out of that posture and having the handle much higher at address or at impact rather than you started at address is that the club is usually losing its sort of integrity for the swing plane and swinging in to out too much. And then that creates some excessive flipping on some shots. And you can see the body sort of straight up in the posture there. At this point, there's no real staying down and through the shot. So you can rely on your hands and arms and your pure athleticism to save a lot of these shots. If we just look at this swing as it loads up with an iron swing, we can see an awful lot of flex in the beginning. Hands very low, and then even increasing the flex in the backswing. So the knee's sitting a great deal as the club gets to the top. And like I said, with that much knee flexion going on in the backswing, the jump's coming. And when's it going to come? If it comes too early, then she's up and out. She's going to get the right and left miss. I think if she was to retime the leg action, although she's incredibly athletic, if she retimed that leg action, she would be more consistent. And even going back to this opening swing right here, you can see as she's hitting this shot, it gets going really fast on the way up. She sits down, jumps up out of it. And for a lot of these shots, almost hits with like a stinger. Like I said, she cuts off that follow through. And great for power, but you can lose control on some shots for sure. There's going to be a lot of club head whip at the bottom. And sometimes I'll teach players to do a drill like that to help get the club to release. But in her case, amazing athleticism and physical strength to get a club to whip through and control it at that point. Her ball striking stats quite good this year. Hitting a lot of greens, a lot of fairways. Putting stats not as good, but you'd expect that from a super athletic player like this. I mean, she can hit it so far, hitting it 270-ish or even more. A lot of short irons to greens, so she's going to have some good stats. But like I said, sequentially with the swing as it goes up and she sits with this much down move in the legs on the backswing, the jump's coming. And just like I said, when is it coming? This one she's down quite a long time. Then does that three-quarter finish action. But you can see some swings sometimes where she'll get up and out of that so quickly. she'll hit behind the ball and hit a chunker that gets out there and only flies about 100 yards. So it really can be devastating if the speed gets too quick and she jumps too early. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this video of Charley Hull. If it is your first time to the channel, please consider subscribing. And if you like the video, hit the like button as well. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.